This is TaskSpoon, the series where I aim to complete the collection log by doing one randomly generated task at a time. After completing the medium tier, I'm ready to attempt some of the longest and hardest challenges yet as I move on to the hard tier. Welcome to Season 3 of TaskSpoon. Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 73 of the TaskSpoon series. In the last video, I finally got the Trident of the Seas, which we had been working on for 3 videos. Got the 87 Slayer, got the Kraken task, got the Trident, and we ended by rolling a Barrows task, which is honestly probably my most preferred task that I could have possibly rolled. It'll be pretty quick because we've got lots of uniques left still at Barrows that will all count towards the task, and I get to use my new Trident. So yeah, very excited to be doing this. Very happy to get going. Why wait any longer? Let's go do it. Considering the last thing we did on the medium tier was Barrows, and the second thing we're doing in the hard tier is Barrows, you would think not much has changed. But if we take a look at the setup, obviously I'm going to be using the Trident, which is great. I got Dragon Boots for a bit of extra defense, as well as melee strength for when I'm using melee. I got a Whip for that as well, which honestly I only really use for getting KC, because I only melee Carol with specs, and then I use magic anyway. But either way, still got a Whip. And I got an Imbued Heart, which actually is relevant. I will explain why in a bit here. So yeah, very excited for the upgrades. Let me talk about the Imbued Heart for a sec here. The Imbued Heart boosts your magic level by 1 plus 10% of your level, rounded down, which means at 90 to 99, it's a plus 10 boost, the max boost you can get out of it, which I am. And the reason that's relevant, because the Barrows Brothers magic accuracy doesn't really matter, you would think having a boosted magic level wouldn't be that big of a deal, but because I now have the Trident of the Seas, its max hit is dependent on what your current magic level is. And so when I boost up to, 105 when I have the plus 10, but immediately it'll go down to the next bracket. It increases my max hit from 26 to 29 or 30. So that is actually extremely relevant and super useful for the Barrows grind. And pretty much anything that I ever do with a Trident, I will use an Imbued Heart, and it will be great. So yeah, I couldn't be happier about this. So yeah, let's not waste any time, let's get right into it. One other super nice thing about having the Trident is if I run out of Barrows teleport tabs, which I will soon, I can go to the Arceus spellbook and just cast Barrows teleport from there. Because the Trident has its built-in spell, I don't need to be on any particular spellbook, so that will be great. I mentioned in the last episode of Season 2 that I was planning on making a Portal Nexus and putting a Barrows tab or a Barrows teleport in the Portal Nexus, which I still might end up doing, but the fact that I don't have to right away is actually really nice. I can just, like I said, go in the Arceus spellbook and cast Barrows teleport manually each time I want to come back here. So that's pretty cool too. And I still plan on getting KC by killing 3 skeletons every time I go to the crypts. I mentioned this last time, but there is a 1 in 5,000 chance every time I kill a skeleton that I get a skeleton champion scroll, and if I can get that passively instead of having to grind it out, that would be great, and it only puts me slightly over the optimal reward potential for the most amount of runes, so I will get a few bolt racks or rare drop table stuff like Dragon Medhelm or Crystal Keys or whatever, but I think that's a small price to pay. I would much rather the extra chance at the passive champion scroll, so that's my plan for that. And now, what if we just get the first item on the first try? Okay, never mind. This is too fast. This almost feels like cheating. Like, compared to how much I've used the Ivan staff, the extra max hit is obviously nice, but just the 1 extra tick attack speed, this is stupid. I almost feel like I'm attacking too fast. The only downside to the Trident is it is slightly more expensive per cast. The Ivan staff is 1 death rune, 5 fire runes, and then it uses a charge on the staff that you have to go and recharge, versus the Trident of the Seas is 1 death rune, 1 chaos rune, I think it's 5 fire runes and 10 coins, which, I'm willing to pay very slightly more for incredible DPS increase. I mean, look how fast I kill things. It's stupid. Oh, I killed a rat by accident. Oh, I'm killing a bloodworm. Okay, let me open the chest. Okay, get me out of here. Just to put into perspective how much better the Trident actually is, even if they were the same accuracy and had the same max hit, which they're not, the Trident is better in both of those regards, but even if they were, just the one extra tick attack speed, the one faster attack speed rather, is essentially a 20% damage increase. You're going from attacking every 5 ticks to every 4 ticks, so even if the attacks were exactly the same, you're attacking 20% faster, which means you're doing 20% more damage. So the fact that it has a higher max hit, better accuracy, and a faster tick rate is just insane. This weapon's too good. Okay, I'll shut up about the Trident. You get it. It's really good. I know this whole episode could just be me talking about how good the Trident is, but I will refrain, don't worry. Honestly, I think the Trident is just more damage than actually using a DDS. Because I don't have a good spec wep, usually people will just spec out Carol with like claws or something, but the DDS just kinda isn't cutting it, and the Trident's kinda really good, so I might be banking that one. Also, if I don't bring a DDS to spec Carol, I can spec Aram instead, which I only just now realized I'm praying range. Ignore that. So, this is going to be my last run with my teleport tabs. Hopefully we get it right here. Okay. I gotta go either put a Barrows portal in my house or get teleports and swap to the Archaea Spellbook. The only reason I'm hesitant to swap to the Archaea Spellbook is because I am using Entangles every once in a while to save on prayer potions, but I don't know yet. It's a really hard decision because eventually I am going to want a Portal Nexus, so that is sort of preparing for the future, and I will be inadvertently sort of saving on supplies, because if I were to swap to the Archaea Spellbook right now, I would have to use house teleport tabs to come back here to restore my prayer anyway, which then I might as well just have the portal in my house so I don't have to cast every time. It's a weird system where there's lots of pros and cons for each thing, but I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, spend the money to build the Portal Nexus and upgrade it now, and then I'll have it forever versus using supplies and just delaying it and eventually building it anyway. So, yeah, I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna do it. So, it turns out I am poor. I have 1 million coins, and even just building the room and then the first Portal Nexus with no upgrades is going to cost me like 1.5 mil. And then if I were to do the next upgrade, it's another like 1.6 mil. So I'm just going to do the first Portal Nexus. It can hold 4 portals. I only need the 1 right now, so that's fine. That way I also don't have to try and get a stew boost of +4 with the saw. So yeah, just going to build the 1 Portal Nexus for now, and that should be more than enough. But I do need some money. Fortunately, I have quite a few rune items I can alch, so I do have the money. I just need to get it. Alright, got my money. I need to buy, let me make sure I'm buying the right thing, 4 marble blocks. Am I really gonna hop worlds to save 7.5k every time I buy one of these? Yeah, I am. Give me a sec. Alright, 4 marble blocks purchased. Now I need to buy the runes. Fortunately, I already have the soul and blood runes. I forgot to take the blood runes out of the bank, but I do have them. I do need 2,000 law runes. To put a portal in the Portal Nexus, you need enough runes for 1,000 casts instead of 100 casts, which I'm now realizing, am I going to use a Barrows portal over 1,000 times? Maybe? I mean, I'm going to have to green the log eventually, which is probably going to take a lot. I don't know. I'm doing it anyway. It's too late. Alright, and I've moved my house around a little bit so I can put my Portal Nexus in a convenient spot. And Portal Nexus can cost me another 200k. It kind of hurts, but there goes. And then we build a Portal Nexus spot. Man, it looks so beautiful. Teleport menu. I don't know how to do this. Give me a sec. I was wondering why I couldn't put the Barrows portal in the Portal Nexus, but then I realized that I used one of the law runes to teleport to my house, and the rest of them are in my rune pouch. So empty that, Now I can put the Barrows portal in there. Save and close. Confirm. Nice. There's a couple of other interesting things in here, particularly the amulet spaces, where you can put a mounted dig site pendant or Xerix talisman. I don't think I have any reason to do that right now. I already have made a bunch of dig site pendants, and I have exactly 0 fangs in my talisman right now, so getting 5,000 is not really a possibility until I start doing like raids or something. But yeah, not going to worry about that. I have 3 more slots in my portal nexus that I will fill eventually. Where is it? Configuration. I have 3 more slots. I don't really have any reason to put any of these portals in there yet, but eventually I will fill this up, and I'll probably even put these 3 in the portal nexus eventually and get rid of this room as well. So yeah, this is nice. I can go back to Barrows. Unfortunately, I couldn't really put it here because I like my setup over here, so it is a little bit farther of a run for efficiency's sake, but that's fine. Alright, back at Barrows. I know this was just like 2 seconds for you, but I've been working on the Season 3 intro for like longer than I want to admit, like 6 hours, so happy to be back playing the game, and maybe we can start it off with the Barrows unique. So now I just house telly, go to my pool, restore my prayer, go to my nexus, back to Barrows, super easy. Also, something else to do with the trident. Because it is a built-in spell, it doesn't have the extra 1 tick of delay when you go to attack somebody that autocast does. I don't know if you know this, but when you try to autocast a spell, any spell with any staff, when you're not attacking and you go to attack, there's a 1 tick delay before you can actually attack. But if you notice, as soon as I click on him, the next tick, the attack goes off. And that sounds kind of minor, but it feels great. Having that extra tick of delay feels really sluggish when you're playing the game, and now that I've pointed it out to you, if you hadn't noticed it before, now you will, and I'm sorry, but man, the trident feels awesome. This is probably going to sound almost psychotic, but I'm actually so excited to run out of charges on my trident and just recharge it like at a bank, instead of needing to run into the underground pass. Sorry, I can't get over the trident. It's too good. And here we go with chest number 15, putting us directly on the drop rate. No. How about Carol's Top? You know what? I'll take it. That's a lot of death runes. I will say, now that we're in the hard tier, it would be really cool to get the Mauritania hard diary before getting the rest of the Barrows tasks. That way we get increased runes from the Barrows chest, and it would help pay back the cost of actually doing Barrows. As you can see in my inventory, I'm getting more runes than I'm spending. I've used 800 charges, and I've got back 1,300 death runes, 2,500 chaos. So I am making runes here, but it would be really cool to get like 50% more, I think it is, for the hard. And then it's double for the elite, if I recall correctly. But, yeah. We are on chest number 19. So, the audio on these next few clips is just completely garbage. I will play a small portion of it for you right here at like 90% reduced volume. Alright, chest number 26. Here we go. I got nothing. Okay. I just learned that the past like 10, 12 clips that I recorded, the audio is just completely unusable. I will save your ears because boy does it hurt. But yeah, so that sucks. I don't know what I'm going to do about this right now, but yeah. I always thought it was weird that you have to use fire runes to charge the trident. It's the trident of the seas and the spell is water related. Why not make it water runes? And then when you upgrade the trident to the trident of the swamp, you could make it earth runes? Because the swamp is like muddy water, which is like earth? I don't know, that makes way more sense to me than fire runes for Trident of the Seas. So I just went back to look when the terrible audio started. It was like 10 clips ago, and there was like 6 chests in there. So I probably just put all 6 of those chests back to back with like no commentary whatsoever. But here we go. Chest number 28 of the task. Let's get an item. Alright, chest number 30. Double the drop rate. Let's get an item. Honestly, I guess considering that I'm making more runes than I'm using here, I really can't complain about going a little bit dry. I mean, compared to my luck with, everything that's happened on the previous task, I don't mind going a bit dry here. Barrows is fine. Alright, don't give me an item, please, Jagex. I want to continue doing Barrows. Ow. Let's not talk about how Darok just almost one-shot me, and instead get a Barrows unique item. Elite clue, that's cool. I'm going to be trying to do every elite clue that I get, but I'm not going to be doing any quests or anything like that if I get a step I can't do. For example, I need to go to Letya for this one, and I would need to do Roving Elves and Morning's End Part 1, so that's a no-go. Are you kidding me? 42 chests and I get third Torva plate legs? Not Torva, Torregs, that's the word. 3 of them? Really? I'm so upset. I kind of resigned myself to thinking, alright, I've kind of recorded enough clips for this part of the episode, let's just get the drop. So I've just been recording the chest opens and like nothing else. And I finally see an item, and it's a freaking duplicate Torig's Plagues. Alright, whatever. You know what? I should never complain with an item. At the very least, I could alch it or put in Death's Coffer or something. 165k high alch. I mean, it's like it gave me 165k. That's pretty good. Now, it's going to give me a new item. Well, gave me 900 mind runes. Yay. Chest number 45. Alright, this is going to be chest number 47. Very sad. And that means I have used 2,000 charges on my trident. Well, almost. I mean, I have 48 left, but I'm using about 50 each time, so I'm going to go recharge it. But yeah, 2,000 trident charges and still no new unique. That's kind of sad. Like I said before, I am getting back more runes than I'm spending, so it's not too bad, but I definitely would have hoped to have an item by now. But there's no sense complaining about it. All we gotta do is go again. Alright, chest number 48. I'm just now realizing that I have almost 100 clips recorded of me just opening Barrows chests and not getting anything. And admittedly, like, 12 of them don't have audio anymore, but I don't know what this episode's gonna be, man. I just want to get the drop. Alright, the big 5-0, chest number 50! Are you... This is a cruel joke, isn't it, Jagex? What am I... what am I looking at here? Barrows. I'm so sad. It'd be one thing if, like, I was dry, but then when I finally got an item, it was new. Or if I was getting lots of dupes, but, like, I was getting them before the drop rate. But going dry and then giving me 2 dupes is just, like, the biggest slap in the face. Especially when I have so many options. Like, the chances are I don't get an item that I already have. I only have 5 items out of 24. Like, what? Alright, chest number 55. Give me the back-to-back unique, please. Make it a new one. Okay. Are you... This isn't even possible. It's so statistically unlikely. I've said it before and I'll say it again. My account either has insanely good luck or statistically nearly impossible luck, and there's no in between. And chest number 60 is putting at 4 times the drop rate, which I guess technically we have gotten 3 dupes, so maybe a new item here would be great. Never mind. Barrows is one of those weird things where if I was just playing an Iron Man account myself, like right now, I would be more than happy staying here. I wouldn't even care about dupes. Getting the runes is enough that, like, I would just do Barrows all day, every day until I greenlogged it, no matter how many chests it took me. But because I'm trying to make this series, you know, I'm trying to get content to make interesting episodes, and going 65 plus chests without a new item does feel a little bit bad, but I'm still having fun. This is the one time that I hope we actually don't get a new unique, because I would love to do at least one more, but chest number 68. And everyone's favorite chest, number 69. Nice. It would have been so cool to get the item there. Well, even with reduced magic experience per cast, you don't get any base experience for casting with the trident, only based on the damage you do. I'm still going to be getting a magic level if I can hit. There we go. 96 magic. Cool. I don't remember what I started this task at, but I feel like I've got way too much experience here. 96 magic is the last magic level you need to cast any spell. The Gorok Teleport and Spellbook Swap are both 96 magic, and there's nothing else after that until 99 where you get the skill cape, so that's kind of cool. Not that it really mattered, because with the Imbued Heart I could just boost to enough magic to cast anything, but it is very nice because the trident scales its max hit off your current magic level. Every magic level is going to help me do more damage, especially with the Imbued Heart increasing my magic level even more based on my current level, so I just went back and looked, and it looked like I was already like 85% of the way to another magic level when I started this task, mostly just from bursting on my Slayer grind, so it wasn't that much experience, but it was definitely more than I thought I was going to get at the beginning of the task. What the... I'm... You know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. In fact, I'm happy that I got a fourth pair of Torag's plate legs. That was actually what I wanted. I was thinking I need another pair, just in case I use my first three and I don't have the money to repair them. Ah! This is payback for the Imbued Heart thing, isn't it? I'm telling you, my account, it's either incredibly lucky or incredibly unlucky, and there's no in between. By the way, I would like to apologize for anyone. I completely forgot how many tile markers I had on my list to put down at Barrows that I just completely forgot about. So hopefully they're all down. And this is your reminder, if you want to leave a tile marker in-game, then just leave a comment with a location, short message, or a color, and I will put that down in-game for you. Like Tiny Rooster here. So there you go. I was hoping that it would kill Carol faster and then I would open the chest in the same clip, so I'm just going to keep talking until that happens. Okay, here we go. Chest number 73. An elite clue. Okay. Well, yet again, an elite step that I can't do. You need to have done Troll Romance for the sled on Troll Ice Mountain, so dropping that one. As much as I would love to be stacking up all of these elite caskets, considering the first elite clue tasks are in the hard tier, it is not my current task, and it's not really worth it just to hold on to the elite clue, so yeah, bye-bye. $79. What is this? I don't know if anyone else does this, but anytime I go to do something in RuneScape, I kind of mentally prepare myself for a certain amount of it. Like, if I'm going for a Barrows item, I know it's a 1 in 15 drop chance, and I know there's a chance at dupes and a chance to get unlucky. So in my mind, I'm thinking, like, at worst, this is going to take me, like, 50 chests. You know, if I get unlucky and I get a dupe early and then I finally get the item. But I really didn't expect it to take this long. So hopefully we get it soon. 84. I can't believe it took me 88 Barrows chests to get a new unique item. Alright, never mind. 91. And an elite clue, okay. And immediately I can't do it. Great. And chest number 97. You know, at this point, let me get to the 100. I don't even want it in the next two chests. Alright, somehow I've made it to 100 chests on this single task. Please, just give me a new item. Sad. If you're still watching at this point in the video, then first of all, why? But second of all, thanks. I hope you're having a good day. Alright, my new plan is to just pretend the first 100 chests didn't happen, and this is the first chest of the task. So let's see if we can get it on our very first chest. That was stupid. I'm stupid as so. Oh, we've done it. Verax Helm. I don't know if I would ever use that, but I don't care. We are done. I can do something else. I probably should be happier, but honestly, you know what? I am pretty happy. I just don't know if I'm ever going to use a Verax Helm, but get me out of here. I am very happy to be done that task, but at this point, I'm just a little bit concerned about what I'm going to show you guys. I'm just scrolling through my folder here, and I have 155 clips of me just opening Barrows chests. So we'll see how this turns out into a video, but for now, let's go roll a new task and see what we are going to go do. Here we go on the spreadsheet. Complete that task, and let's see what we're doing. One piece of carpenter equipment. Alright. So, the carpenter equipment that we have left is the shirt and the trousers. The trousers are 600 points. The shirt is 800 points. So, we will be getting the trousers first. Which means we need to go get 600 points from Mahogany Homes. I don't know how many I have right now, but it could take a little while. The unfortunate part is I don't have that many planks. I'll do some math and figure out how many I'm going to need, but this is definitely not enough. So I'm going to have to do some wood cutting probably, because I don't have any teak logs, and I'm going to have to make some money, because I only have 600k, but yeah, this is very doable. So I have 207 carpenter points already from previous construction training, and I need 600, like I said, so I'm just going to use 400, so the math is easier points. And each of the adept contracts give 4 points, so I need to do 100 contracts. And I believe you use about 12 planks per contract. I think exactly, I have the page up here, if I find it, 11.63 planks per contract, which means I'm going to need approximately 1,163 teak planks. I'll probably go for like 1,200 just to be safe. And I believe, I have a bad memory, but I believe I was at about 400 in the bank. Let me check that. Plank. Yeah, 450. So I need to go and cut like 900 teak logs, which shouldn't be too bad, and then make them into planks, which also shouldn't be too bad, but it'll be expensive. But I can manage that, and I can probably do some editing while I cut the trees. So yeah, this will be fine. As far as tasks go in the hard tier, this is definitely one of the more manageable tasks, and it will let me AFK a little bit, do some editing, and more so just relax. You know, I've been doing Barrows for so long with all the prayer flicking and needing to pay attention to what I'm doing, so this will be a nice little break for me. Well, apparently when I started this, I was already pretty close to a woodcutting level, so 82 woodcutting. Cool. And a U-seed from a bird's nest? Thank you, game. Alright, 1,300 logs cut. More than enough. I was just doing some editing and went a little overboard, but that is okay. I'm gonna go to the woodcutting guild and start making the planks. So at 500 coins a plank, making these 900 planks should cost me 450k, and I'm going to make a few extra just in case. Like I said, there is a bit of variance on the contracts, and I would hate to have to come back here. So I'm just going to make most of the teak logs into planks, and then that way I'll have some left over for other things that I may need them for. So yeah, just gotta run back and forth and spend 450-ish K. I went and looked at all of the house upgrades that are going to be coming up in these next few construction levels and made a list of notable ones that I would like to make eventually. Some are for more bank space, like the Mahogany Fancy Dress Box and the Mahogany Treasure Chest, and some of them are a bit more functional, like the Gilded Portal Nexus, Fancy Rejuvenation Pool, Fairy Ring, Fancy Jewelry Box, etc. So yeah, any construction levels towards those goals are going to be good. I don't know how much experience I'm going to get from this task, but I'm at 75 right now. I'm probably at least going to get to 76, maybe 77, and then I can always Crystal Saw for a +3 and Spicy Stew to make it a +8 boost. So yeah, any levels closer to those are going to be good. Alright, 1368 teak planks made. I need to go remember my inventory setup and my gear setup that I used last time. Unfortunately, I can't really use NPC contact right now. I don't have teleport tabs to all the places, and I don't want to bother making them, so I'm going to stay on the regular spellbook and just run back to get my contract each time, which is fine, but I need to remember everything that I had in my inventory. Funny enough, I actually get to use the Miss Battle Staff that I got in episode 70. That combined with the Tome of Fire means I can put all the runes in my rune pouch, and I just now realized that I have air runes in there and I don't even need those, so that's cool. And I turned all of the coal that I had left into steel bars. I only have 73, but I'm hoping that's enough. It says that you use approximately 0.49, so let's say half a steel bar per contract, so as long as I don't get unlucky, it should be enough. And I think that's everything. I think we can go start. So I am at 100 points earned, and because I need to get to 400, that means I need to do that 3 more times. I got 80,700 experience doing that first 100 points, so in total I will get 322,000-ish experience, which is definitely enough to get me to 77 construction, probably like halfway to 78. So I will be able to boost for a couple new things, which is cool. I don't know if I'll do it right away, but yeah, there's your update. And this is going to be the first of those construction levels, 76. And 200 points earned. We are officially halfway. I'm so glad that they made Mahogany Homes a thing. I hated old construction training. Just like standing in one spot, spam clicking oak larders. This is like at least somewhat fun and more engaging and like thematic to the skill. I think they did a good job with this one. And the second and probably last construction level of the task. 77 construction. Alright, this is going to be it. The last task we got to do here. 396 points acquired, and I can't remember if it was 7 or 9 points, but I remember I had a few already. Let's see, Amy, rewards, 603 points. We can buy the trousers. Heck yeah. And we got to 77 construction, which means I can just use a Crystal Saw +3 to make the fancy dress box. So I'm going to go and do that real quick, and then we will roll our next task. Alright, here we go. Complete that carpenter equipment task. And let's see what we're doing. One unique from the gauntlet. Okay, well, this is not going to be a quick one. So, as I'm sure most of you already know, to do the gauntlet, you need access to Prifddinas. And to get access to Prifddinas, you need to do Song of the Elves. To do Song of the Elves, you need Morning's End Part 1, which you need Morning's End Part 2, which I need Sheep Herder and Roving Elves. So, I've got a lot of questing to do. Fortunately, I already have all of the skill requirements, and I don't think there are any items that would be too hard to access, even if I don't have it already. So, we can just go and do a bunch of quests next episode, and I think that'll be pretty fun. I'm actually really excited. Access to Prifddinas is huge, and getting that early is great. I'll talk more about the gauntlet itself and all of the quests that I'm going to have to do next episode, but for now, that's going to have to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, maybe hit the like button, because that really helps me. Thank you. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to all my channel members. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out, and you get to have your name in the video right here, right on the screen right now, forever. It'll be right there, so you should do it. And a big shout out to my tier 3 members, AlcosMTW, and Jack Staumer. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. But that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys for some quests in the next episode.